I don't know if I'm alone in this, especially in my generation, but this new contemporary gospel just doesn't move me. And that's not a diss towards the music or towards you if you like it, but I'm just saying for me personally, that stuff doesn't really move me. Like I need some Ricky Dillard, some Richard Smallwood. I mean, at least some Kirk Franklin. I know that's contemporary gospel technically, but it's different. Like it just hits a little different. Some Ty Tribbett, that's hitting different than some Maverick City music. I don't know if I'm alone in this. Maybe I'm just an old soul or something, but to me, that old contemporary gospel or like a mass choir, man, the new stuff is not touching it, not even close.
This conversation is a breath of fresh air for me. Like I am a proponent of gospel music, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just my thing. That's my roots. That's where I grew up in. But it's funny to me. It's good to hear like a regular like person say this because we have these conversations all the time in like the musician community, like the gospel church musician communities to be um specific. Like we have this gospel versus CCM stuff all the time. And it's a breath of fresh air to hear like just a regular, your average consumer. This guy's just walking to work. He's got his AirPods in or whatever. He just seems like a regular business, probably a software developer, maybe an architect, you know, engineer. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just a regular guy, and he's just walking in. He's like, you know what? I'm sick of this CCM stuff. Like this Mav City stuff. It's cool. But like I need some Ricky Dillard. I need some Richard Smallwood, rest his soul. Like I need some in there. And it's refreshing to hear that. And I think this funny. I had this conversation with a friend a few days ago. Like we were talking about the funny thing is that when you turn on like an actual mainstream gospel station, um, they don't play any of the new gospel. Like I challenge you to go to your whatever your gospel station is. Like you might hear some Mav City in there, you might hear some Travis Green, you might hear a little bit of, um, a little bit of Todd Delaney in there, you know what I mean? And his music is honestly like gospel in my opinion. You might hear some of the newer, stuff or whatever. But the funny thing is that what's in the rotation on these gospel songs are like OG, like early 2000s, Ricky Dillard, like Fred Hammond. They're still playing Jesus Be Offense. You know what I mean? Like the song came out in the 90s. We're talking about 30-year-old gospel songs, like still, my worship is for real. And they still playing these songs on the mainstream gospel stations because, gospel, like a lot of this newer stuff isn't recognized as like real gospel, which is why a lot of us like are missing. And then it's all commercial. And then there was a big podcast that came out last year. It stirred up a lot of controversy with the guy who owned Maverick City. I think his name was Norman or something like that. He jumped out there and he just basically told us the blueprint of how he ran up the bag with Maverick City and what it was all about and how he capitalized on that whole movement and built his whole regime off of that or what have you. But they literally shoved that stuff down our throat, you know what I mean? And it became an industry thing, where they just, you know, um, where they just say this is the type of music we rocking with, we're just gonna go with it, because it's reaching a different demographic of people. But you have young people like this brother here who kind of recognize, as they say, real recognizes real. And he's like, yo, I want something else on my playlist. Like I want to hear some choir. Bring back the choirs. Bring back the real gospel. Like we just started a gospel choir at our church. It's the church that I go at is a mixed congregation. They do pretty well. They've done pretty well with like actually singing like a combination of like regular songs and gospel songs because we have a mixed congregation. But they just decided to start like a choir, and I'm like, oh, I'm here for it. Like I'm here for it in that realm because I'm like, we need that energy back in the industry. And it's good to hear like young people like this, like on a positive note, just like, yo, man, can we just get back to business? Can we get back to some real business in the industry. And shout out to the ones that never stop. There are a bunch of like choirs, and I want you guys to drop that in the comment section for me. There's a bunch of choirs, there's a bunch of like artists that just never shifted, they never changed their sound. And shout out and salute to y'all who just never shifted up and never switched up and tried to go, go with the flow on that sound. Shout out to y'all because y'all have kind of kept the thing. And hopefully I'm praying that this year there's a resurgence of this type of like music, that we can hear some more of this kind of stuff popping up in the industry. But that's my thoughts. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. And that's what I got to say about it. You all want to thank you for making it to the end of this video. First of all, thank you for watching to the end. If you made it to the end, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, drop a comment, and let me know what you think about everything that I've talked about. And make sure you check out the Patreon link down below. Hop over there for some exclusive content. All right. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. I'm out. Holla at your boy.